Hello everyone and welcome back to A Mile of My Stilettos. Y'all, it's a melt and clearly I'm hyped. Let's jump into today's video. I'm using this kaleidoscope bleach and this 40 volume developer. You really just want to make sure that this mix is not too runny. I used 2 scoops of developer and I ended up using about 3 scoops of bleach just to make sure it wasn't too runny, because you don't want the bleach to run through from the knots into the actual hair, and then your hair have blonde roots. So you just want to kind of pat it on top as you see me doing here. So make sure you go ahead and you do that. Now, after I'm done, I let it sit for about 20 to 30 minutes, and then I'm washing it with this Shimmering Lights purple shampoo for blonde hair. I already had it. So first you just rinse off all the bleach, and then you see me getting my Shimmering Lights for the blonde and silver hair, and I am going to use that. And you really want to make sure that you get all the bleach off, because you don't want bleach on your head while you're, wearing your frontal, your wig, your unit, your closure, whatever it is. So I'm just making sure that I'm getting it washed through on both sides. So that's very important. Rinse all the bleach, rinse all of the soap out. And then I'm also going to go ahead and I'm going to condition the hair. Look at that on my skin. Ow. The parts that's bleached, but you can even see the difference. But I'm going to use this 2-minute protein reconstructor. So this is the conditioner I'm using because it's just what I had on hand. Just use whatever conditioner you have and comb it through. So that's another thing that I did. I made sure that I went through and I combed the hair out. Got a little knotty there, but it was easy to detangle that with the comb. And this is a nice unit. I didn't experience a lot of shedding or anything, and I really love this hair. I'm gonna have all the details in the description box for where you can get this hair. I got this hair on Amazon. It was a great deal. So now I'm about to do my cap. This is the gel I'm using because, again, it was the gel that I had on hand. A lot of people use Got2b. You can use whatever gel is a strong holding gel just to lay down your edges and everything in place. So that's what I'm doing here. Then I blow dry it to make sure it gets a little dry. And then I'm going to put my cap on. Be sure to pull your cap over your ears because you're going to cut a little hole, as you will see me do, and you're going to loop that around your ear. I have another tutorial that's like 60 seconds on how to do a bald cap. So if I'm going a little quickly here, you can watch that tutorial as well, where I explain the whole bald cap situation. But you should probably be able to follow it like I'm doing right here. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to spray some Got2b along my hairline. So I personally desire to keep my edges. So what I do is I spray this Got2b and I spray it right along my hairline and then a little bit in front of my hairline. And then I also spray it around my ear. And then I blow dry it, and I actually do 2 layers of the Got2b, and then after that I let it dry. This is the unit, you guys. After it has dried, I let it air dry mostly, and this has 2 clips in the front. It has 1 clip in the back. It has adjustable straps, and it even has a clip in the middle after that T part. This is a T part unit, you guys. So I'm showing you that right here. This is a T part unit. And so, yeah, that's the construction of the wig. And before I put it on, I am going to use my Tinted Lace Spray by Eben. And I'll have a link in the description box for this as well. And this just helps, again, to make sure that the wig looks nice and like your skin, basically. So even though I bleached the knots, I still wanted to use this because this It's a neutral type lace and it's still just a little lighter. So I want to go ahead and I wanted to spray that. You can use makeup if you do not have this tinted lace spray. And so I set that to the side, and now this is dry. So again, like I said, I'm doing that next layer. And you'll see that with this layer, I'm going a little bit more forward. And again, it's because I value my hairline. I value my edges. So I do bring my cap up from my hairline. I don't want any glue or anything right on my hairline. So you go ahead and you cut the cap. And the cap is going to roll back when you cut it. And that is completely fine. You want to just keep cutting and cutting until it gets to a place that you want it, where it's not too far back, but you want to get it nice and smooth. And this is another reason that I bring it forward, because I know it's going to roll back. And so if you start just at your hairline, once it starts rolling back, then it's going to be all up and through them edges, honey. So you want to make sure that you bring it forward enough that you're going to be able to protect your edges. You want edges after you take this wig off, or unit, frontal, whatever you got. You want edges after the fact. So after you are done cutting, you're going to go in again with your got to be, which you're going to see me do in just a second after I finish all of my cutting. Alright, so I'm spraying a little got to be right here on the edge of the cap, and I'm just doing it piece by piece. I'm rubbing it down with my finger, and I'm going to let that dry as well. So make sure you get every little piece where it's kind of sticking up or anything like that, and dry it again. And you know, this is not the perfect bald cap, but you're gonna see it's still gonna work out. I get my Morphe powder, I powder it up just to get that nice blend going. So I don't use the even spray on my actual cap because it's kind of wet. So that's the reason I don't spray the even. I go ahead and I switch over to the powder for this part. So that's why I do that, if you were wondering. Almost got alcohol. So you want to cleanse your forehead with the alcohol. This is some glue that I got from Amazon. I really like this glue. It dries super fast. So that's one thing that I like about it. And also it came with this little spreader thing, because you want to make sure that each layer of glue is very thin, because that's going to help it to dry faster. If it's thick and clumped up, it's going to take a long time to dry. And so for the best adhesion, you want to apply it in front of your hairline, and you want to smooth it out as much as possible. It got clear, so now I'm applying the second layer. I want to say I only did 2 layers this time. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to smooth it out once again. Got a little too forward there, so I smoothed it back. But yep, go ahead and let that dry, and you know it's dry when it is clear. So it's clear. So now I'm going to pull my unit forward, and I'm going to stick it down. Now, some people don't cut their unit until after it's already on their head. I prefer to cut my unit, the extra lace off my unit, before I glue it down. That is my preference, so that is what I do. Maybe one day I'll switch, but not today. Today, I cut it first. So now I am using that alcohol swab to just get that additional glue off, and now I'm gonna tie it down, and then I will be back with the final look, you guys. I'm so happy. It's a melt, it's a slay, honey. And this just goes to show again, your bald cap doesn't have to be so perfect in order to get that perfect slay, because honey, she slayed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more tutorials, 60-second hair tutorials, and lifestyle tips. I'll see you guys next time.